Well, how have you been? My name is Owen. Thanks for tuning in to Van Trekking Lifestyle again this week. We're glad you're here. This week we're going to take the bikes over to a little park that we love to go to called Stone Mountain. We use our van as a construction van. We'll explain that a little bit later. And we make homemade donuts on the griddle, and we answer your questions at the end. And if you're one of the rare few who stick around until the end of this video, this week's glimpse at nature has it raining and the birds celebrating. We're so very glad you're here. Now on to this week's episode. I'm gonna chase a squirrel. Come on, come on, come on. Let's chase a squirrel. Let's go. I don't think there was one out here, baby. I'm sorry.
Yesterday, there was sun and there was rain. Beauty in the mundane. And as the light startled our eyes, we let go of disguise. And now, there's something in the air, and a sparkly shimmer on our skin, restoring everything.
So we brought the bikes out to a little state park that is close to our home, Stone Mountain State Park. It's a North Carolina state park. It goes right along with us staying close to home, but still getting out to enjoy nature. That's Stone Mountain right there. Pretty awesome. That's Lynn walking up over there. She's been exploring. And I'm not sure where we're going to go from here, but we're going to have a good time. The bikes are doing great on this trail. It's been one of these cool things to have. It was a lot of uphill and downhill, and mostly uphill going back. Without the e-bikes, going back would be, that'd be hard, wouldn't it?
It'd be really hard.
I don't know.
Would not want to do that.
I wouldn't either. But with our bikes, with our Rad Power bikes, I'm pretty sure this is going to be a piece of cake. So,
I think so.
yeah. Here comes someone. I hope they stay 6 feet away.
Dreamy, breezy, we go. Easy, easy on our tiptoes. Undercover, agents of the other. Beyond gravel, beyond all.
Water.
I do too.
Hand in hand, building castles out of sand, reaching for the grand. As willows align, we lose track of time. Head up high, now we climb. Oh, dreamy, breezy, we go. Easy, easy on our tiptoes. Undercover, agents of the other. Beyond gravel, beyond.
Well, that was a great ride. That's so cool that that's right here next to our home, isn't
It
it?
is. It's an
Less
awesome
than
place.
10 miles from our driveway to here. Sneaking up on those deer like that.
That's pretty cool.
We'll put the bikes back on and we'll go back home, make dinner, and call it a day. So tonight I'm sitting in the van. It smells like wood in here. The reason? My mom fell last week, and she fell coming down the stairs at her house. So Lynn and I are going to go tomorrow morning, and we're going to build a ramp for her to use her walker to get down her steps. And I kind of tell you though, it feels good to be in the van. We're not going camping. We probably won't even spend the night in it tomorrow night, even though we are going to at least pack up in case we need to. But being able to load enough wood to build an ADA ramp for my mom into the van and still be able to get to the bathroom and still be able to get to the refrigerator and comfortably drive there, well, that's a cool thing about the van. We've never used it for that purpose before, but tomorrow morning we'll take you along with us. Up early, heading to Mom's.
I know, using the van for something different today.
I know. Maggie's a little confused. It smells like wood in here, and I don't know. I love the smell of wood.
Me too.
It is supposed to rain most of the day at our home here in the mountains, but we're hoping it'll clear up at Mom's. We're going to hit the road. First stop, Lowe's to get supplies, and then North Carolina to South Carolina. The first stop at Lowe's, closest to our home, was a bust. Didn't think about there being a shortage of treated lumber because of COVID-19. Not exactly the way we usually travel in our van, but woodworking tools, lumber, more lumber up there that we've already cut. You guys recognize her? That's my carpenter buddy.
That's right.
We're gonna roll on towards South Carolina.
35% of 11. And 69% at 5. Social distance while we're at your mom?
It's going to be really difficult. We haven't seen Mom in almost 4 or 5 months now.
Yeah.
So I haven't had a mom hug in 5 months. But yes, we are.
Maggie's found her a live play toy. It's my little kittens.
I'm just going up.
Does it help to have the rails?
Yes, it does.
I love you.
I love you too.
Okay.
You see him?
One went under the...
No.
I want you to remember, kitten. Always good to be home.
Hi guys, welcome to another Griddle Me This section of our episode. Today, if you're from North Carolina, you're probably familiar with Krispy Kreme donuts. We're not going to go there today, but we're going to use Sam the Cooking Guy's easy recipe to cook donuts on our griddle, just in case we go camping with our grandchildren soon. Let me show you how easy it is. First we need to light the grill. That's sometimes a lose your eyebrow kind of thing, but I've got it figured out. Here we go. So now we need to wait a few minutes on the griddle to actually heat up, and then we'll get started on the oil. We're about 12 minutes into heating up the oil on the griddle. It's not the most efficient way to do this, but it doesn't get grease all over the inside of your van or RV, so it's worth waiting on. Crackle pot.
And it's a
Secret to making these Pillsbury Grand buttermilk biscuits. I can remember my grandmother making homemade biscuits, but my grandfather, he would make these things here. And it was always a lot of fun to watch how he would open this up. And it wasn't until I tried to do it myself that I realized that it's not the easiest thing to do. Oh!
first time. You
Boom! Okay.
You need to make the hole bigger. Don't say it. What do you think, Maggie? Maggie, do you like donuts? Did you like that bite that we just gave you? Is that why you're out here?
All right. So let's try a glazed one. Looks good. Glaze on both sides. Man, oh man. Griddle me this. Can you make donuts on a griddle? Wait a minute. Look at Maggie down
I think
here.
Maggie wants a bite.
Is it good? Cup of coffee. Fresh made donuts off the griddle. Rainy, cold day. That'll warm up any campsite. We can't wait to try these when we get back out on the road. You need to try them too. And if you make them, let us know what you do to them to make them unique. Leave us a comment down below if you like this section and how you like your donuts. See you around the griddle. So it's time for our Q&A section of this week's episode, where we try to answer a few of your questions that you have about what life is like living and traveling in our little Travato. If you want your question answered, just leave us a comment down below and we'll try to get to it in an upcoming episode. And now to this week's questions.
Dale Kroll asked us on our Facebook page, did you know we had a Facebook page? If our refrigerator is big enough in the Travato 59K. Well, I'm going to show you how we utilize it. So Owen tells me it's a 4.3 NovaCool refrigerator. but sometimes that don't really help me saying 4.3. What does that really mean? So let's take a look inside of it. So here's the inside of it. It's actually a lot deeper than it looks from the outside, and I'm going to measure that for you. So the refrigerator is 15.5 inches deep from the front to the back on 2 shelves. On the bottom shelf, it is 12 inches deep. So that is deeper than most refrigerators we've ever had in an RV. It can be a little cumbersome packing the refrigerator and getting things out. So one of the things I like to do is I like to utilize baskets. I'll stock a basket up with all my veggies or whatever you want to use. And these work perfect for the bottom. And then I'll put cheese or whatever in another one. So when I actually want to utilize that, I'll just pull out the whole thing instead of trying to dig around in there and try to figure out where everything is. So that works out good for us. And we've got several different baskets that we utilize along the way. And it just works out best. Also, this little top shelf opens up so you can put taller things from the second shelf to the top shelf. And I'll show you a little peek inside the freezer. Not really big. You have to buy a little ice cream if you want ice cream, but it is quite deep, like we said. There are some good and bad points about the refrigerator. It is low. As you see, I'm sitting on the floor, so when I have to stock it or when I'm searching for something, sometimes I have to sit here on the floor and do that. So another thing is we have to go to the store a little more often than we normally do. We can store as much as a week's worth of groceries in here, cold goods in the refrigerator, so it's not that bad. So I hope that answered your question. Yes, the refrigerator is big enough for us. Yes, you can't stock as much stuff as you'd like to, but we've utilized it on 4 to 5 month trips and it's worked out okay for us.
Parent Marriage Coaching asked us a question about starting the generator. This is how you start it on the Travato. It's not like this for every one of them. We've had others that you have to hold the button down. For the Travato, you do this. So with many RVs, you would just hold down the start button until it started. But with this, the Owen that we have, you just press start, let go. The generator will do an auto start. Takes a few seconds. It's priming now and then it's going to start. And that's the safest way to start your generator. Brad D asked us a question about why we cranked up the engine of the van to cool things down when we were boondocking. There were 3 reasons that we did that, Brad. First is we were after hours on using the generator, so it was quiet time, we couldn't run the generator. And the second is we need to top off the batteries before we go to bed when we're running a lot of fans at night on our model. We don't have the lithium model. So we usually crank up the engine right before we go to bed if we need to do that, and it will top off the batteries. I had this bright idea one time when I was doing that I might as well turn the air conditioner on and cool the coach off while I was doing it. So that's what I did. And it worked really, really well, and that's the reason we do that. Our friends the Ragtops, you may recognize that name from the couple that allowed us to mooch dock in their driveway in Apalachicola. They asked us about our room. Specifically, would it fit beside the bed or back in the bathroom? I don't know, so I think I'll just try to show you. So if you're like us, we try to keep this walkway down here between the 2 beds as clear as we can, because in the middle of the night, it's no time to be tripping around. But I think it will fit there. Let me show you. You're not going to have a lot of room to walk by, but you could shimmy, shimmy, shimmy by it to get to the bathroom. Now, the other thing you asked was, will it fit in the bathroom somewhere back there beside of the toilet or the shower area? I don't know, I've never tried. Let's see. So to answer your question, yes, it'll fit back here, and you can still stand or sit to do your business in here, and you could probably strap it right there in place. That's how much room you have at the top. It pretty much just takes up that passenger side door. You also ask if all those won't work, will it strap to the ladder? Yes, it'll strap easily to the inside or the outside of the ladder. And I think since it's made to be outside and it's not that expensive, I think that's the way I would travel with it if I didn't need that space out there. Thanks for always being there with us. Hope that answered the question. Any others, just let us know. Well, that wraps up this week's Q&A. If you have a question that you want us to answer in the future, leave us a comment down below and ask us. We'll try our best to get to it in an upcoming episode. Well, first of all, you're awesome. You stuck around until the end. You watched every bit of this, and we're really grateful that you did, and we hope you got something out of it. A few of you have asked us how you can pay us for these episodes, how you can send us something to give us a little bit of money for doing what we're doing. We're not one of those that are going to start a Patreon channel anytime soon, but if you do want to help us, you can share this video with your friends, or if you plan on purchasing something from Amazon, you can use our affiliate link, which is in the description below, and we'll make a few pennies every time you spend a little bit of money. Other than that, just the fact that you're awesome and that you watched all of it is enough for us. We're really glad you're part of our journey. For those of you who have not subscribed yet, we really hope that you will. It helps our little channel more than you could ever know. And if you haven't given us a thumbs up, if you made it this far, go ahead and exercise that little finger and click on the little YouTube button and give us a thumbs up. And we hope you'll come back again next week and watch as we continue to travel and learn how to live in our little Travato. Until we see you again, Maggie says happy tales, and we say we hope your dreams come true, and especially during this time as we're all struggling with this being part of the world that's totally different than the world we were part of just 3 or 4 months ago. Thanks for being here with us. We'll end with the sounds, well, a lot like you're hearing right now, of the rain and the way the birds in our home celebrate anytime it rains. See you down the road.